There's a lot of Minoan influence. Listen, the Minoans were the highest artistic, probably architectural civilization in the region. They taught the Egyptians how to do a lot of their art. They taught everybody, influenced everybody. They were more influential. Artistically, the Minoans were more influential than any other culture you can mention in the Mediterranean basin, Egypt included. So, wow, the Egyptians are pretty good. Yeah, but they weren't as good. Their art is not nearly as good from an artistic point of view as the Minoans. The Minoan art is unbelievable.
Well, let me ask you about this city gate. Is this when because I think in the story where Lot and the angels, I think it says that the angels came down and they were entering the city.
And it said Lot sat in the gateway of Sodom.
It was here.
Yeah. And by the way, look at the size of the people just to give you a sense of scale.
Tiny.
Okay?
Tiny.
And so here we found these two little things. By the way, there's a bench here and a bench here where people could sit. And we actually excavated those. And so Lot sat in the gateway of Sodom. Just logically put two and two together. You can't prove it, right, but it's there. If Lot sat in the gateway of Sodom, well, there's a bench on one side of the gate. There's a bench on the other side of the gate. Or maybe it referred to benches, wooden benches or something that were inside the hallway. But the fact is that this is exactly where the Bible says Lot sat. He sat in the gateway. But look at the size of this. It's a monstrosity. It's huge. By the way, this is a killing zone. If you're trying to attack the city here, by the way, this road does exist. This is not, by the way, the shape of that this is all based on the archaeology. Exactly.
This is not a biblical rendering. This is
not a biblical rendering. This is the excavation drawing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so all of this exists. This little entry right here, he didn't show it here, but there's actually a blocking wall that controls traffic movement through this area. And but remember the angels said, and by the way, angels, it just means messengers. That's all. So the messengers, these messengers from God showed up in the story, and they're going to go tell Lot they better get out of town because their town's about to be toast.
The only people that might take any issue with that would probably come from the Christian background. Can you explain a little bit more why, when it says angel, you think that even from a correct biblical interpretation, that could just mean messenger?
It does. That's what the word means. So they're messengers from God, but from what dimension of it do they come from?
It just means messenger. What's the original word?
In the word angel comes from the Greek rendering of the same word, angelos. We get messenger. And by the way, just because you say a messenger doesn't mean it's an angel, but an angel is certainly a messenger.
Sure.
So it works both ways. It's pretty obvious in the text. The writer, if you take the story at face value, these are angelic beings. Simple as that.
Okay.
Non-human.
Got it.
And by the way, I think these guys were so smart. The text doesn't say it exactly, but it implies it because it seems like to them, here's two guys talking, and they don't know that Lot's as dumb as a mud brick, right? As far compared to what they know.
Yeah. Compared to their angelic knowledge.
He gets sheep, but he doesn't get physics or astrophysics.
Yeah, explosions.
And these guys seem to kind of know what's going to happen. So I think maybe they drew out, if you read the story, they come to tell Lot, you got to get out of Dodge. We're here to make sure you get out of here safely.